I want to tell you why you should learn the basics of astrology and why you should pay notice to it. Sit tight, you are about to be transported into the world of astrology. Astrology is the key. Astrology is the answer. Astrology can give you so much insight into your life, personality, your strengths and weaknesses, your love life, your career path, etc, etc, etc. I am your astrologer, Allie, a prophet and translator of the stars. I'm going to explain to you the basics of the mystical art of astrology. There's actually so much more than your zodiac sign. Your zodiac sign is actually your sun sign. So you have a sun sign, you have a moon sign, you have a rising sign, you actually have a whole astrological chart. You're so much more than just the zodiac sign that you know off the top of your head. The reason you might not be like your zodiac sign is that you might have a moon or a rising planet in a sign that has a totally different characteristic or element than your main sign. It took me several years to realize that there was actually a whole chart. Now granted, I started studying astrology when I was in 4th grade, so the damage was not so severe. So it really depends on the layout of your chart, and everyone's layout is different. I'm going to drop a few links down below that you can use to calculate your natal chart. So can you imagine at one point you think you're just an Aries dating a Leo, but suddenly both of your astrological identities have just blown up. The study of astrology is endless. It's a lot more intriguing and a lot more multifaceted than what you would read on a magazine or see on an Instagram meme. Your sun sign. This sign is the path of your life, the essence of who you are. So if you think about it like a sun shines light on everything, right? Just like the sun, your sun sign shines a light or a tint through the rest of your chart. Moon sign rules your emotions and your inner world. The moon represents your emotional state, your emotional reactions, your comforts, your emotional needs, etc. So the moon sign is your emotional and inner world. Your rising sign or your ascendant, rising sign, ascendant, that's the same thing. That is your first impression on people, the kind of overall image or vibe that you give off to people. Your ascendant sign is also who you really are. For example, your friends might know you more as your sun sign, but the people who truly know you might be like more like your rising sign, because the rising sign is a very intuitive aspect of your chart, and your rising sign is like ultimately the journey that you'll grow into as a person. Your rising sign gets stronger or has more influence the more years you've lived and the more experiences you've accumulated. A lot of people get confused when they don't know their whole chart because they think they don't match their zodiac sign, but in reality you have the sun sign, the moon sign, and the rising that all affect your identity. So moving down to the other planets in your astrological chart, you also have a Venus, a Mars, a Mercury. Venus as a planet rules beauty. Whatever sign you have in your Venus house, that represents your attitude towards beauty and what you find beautiful, what you are attracted to aesthetically. Mars is the planet of action. So whatever you have in your Mars, that shows how you act, take action, and deal with confrontations and conflict. So then we have your Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of communication. So whatever zodiac is in your Mercury planet, that indicates your communication style. So your Mercury is going to tell you about communications. There's a couple of other signs, but I'm not going to go too much into that because those signs move at a slower rate, so they're called generational signs. So they're pretty much the same sign for everyone else in your decade. So that's not really going to impact you too much. Those signs like Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune affect more of like an entire generation. North Node symbolizes your ultimate spiritual destination, and your South Node symbolizes your past karma that you're moving away from in this life. So ideally you want to be kind of cautious of some of the shadow sides of the zodiac sign in your South Node, and you want to uplift the values of your North Node zodiac sign. Oh my god, this video is such a tongue twister. If you've learned something mind-blowing about astrology so far, smash that like button and consider subscribing to my channel. I post new videos every week. So now I'm gonna go into a little bit more complicated part of astrology. That didn't make grammatical sense. Astrology is a huge study. Outside of your astrological chart, there are also synastries between your planets, and you have houses in your chart as well. So the simplest way I can think of explaining this is we have planets that symbolize something. There are also houses in astrology. There are 12 houses. Basically, each zodiac sign also rules a house, and each house represents something different. So the 4th house represents family life, 10th house represents career, 12th house represents higher education. So you also have planets in your house. So now you can see that there's layers to it, and it does get more and more complex the more you look into it. For example, I have a lot of planets in the 3rd house, which is ruled by Mercury, which has to do with communications. Your houses, your planets, your synastries, those can reveal a lot more about your astrological makeup. As I'm explaining all of this, you're probably getting an idea now of how nuanced astrology really is, and how it's not as simple as you matching all the characteristics of your zodiac sign. There's a whole chart and synastry behind it. So I know that's a lot to take in. It's kind of mind-blowing, maybe, especially for those of you who have only really dipped their toes into astrology. If you guys have questions, leave them in the comments below so that I or someone else who knows about these can answer them. So we've taken a look at the layout of your chart, but now let's look at what a zodiac sign is. There are 12 zodiac signs in total. They are shaped in a wheel, and each zodiac sign is ruled by an element: fire, earth, water, and air. And there are 3 zodiac signs belonging to each element. A lot of times we find romantic compatibility in someone who has a similar element. Not always the case, because opposites do attract sometimes. Each zodiac has a symbol, an element, and a planet that rules it. Some zodiac signs are ruled by the same planet. Zodiac signs have their good qualities, and each zodiac sign also has their negative qualities. So for every zodiac sign, there is a good and a bad. The way that I like to see the different zodiac signs is, instead of thinking of them as like a fixed entity, like an individual or a really strict definition, I see each zodiac sign as more of an energy. Oh my god, that's some Taurus energy right there. I'm not even gonna break down the different zodiac signs for you in this video, because that would just be like another bajillion minutes of me talking to you about astrology. As you can see, I'm totally nerding out about this, but I really do think astrology is a great tool as you go throughout your life, and it's also just a heck of a lot of fun to read about and study. So our world, our earth, our gravity are all ruled by ocean waves, and ocean waves are ruled by the stars and planets. So in conclusion, we're all just made of stardust. If you guys are liking this kind of talking astrology video, I can make more in the future, so just let me know. I hope you enjoyed your journey to this mystical world, and smash that like button if you want to visit again. After our quick tour of the world of astrology, we are back in the bedroom, and I hope you've learned a lot about yourself today. If you thought this video was cool, smash that like button, share it with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on that notification bell, and I'll see you soon.